The activity about the number 11 is this one. Okay, you are going to practice the number here. First of all, you're going to trace over the lines, and here you're going to trace it by yourself, and then you can see over here the name of this quantity 11, and you are going to color the number word, and over here you are going to show the number 11 in a 10 frame, and you're going to color 11 circles. And how we need to use 2 10 frames, because it's not enough to have 1 10 frame, because we know in 1 10 frame just has 10 units inside, and here we need one more than 10. We need 11. Because of that, we are going to use 2 10 frames. Okay, good. Now guys, we are going to be talking about how to skip counting by tens. I'm going to let it over here, and you should have with you your 100 square. As you can see, I made mine here at home. If you don't have a printer, or if you don't want to print it out, you can actually homemade your 100 square, and we can call it 100 chart as well, okay, or 100 square or 100 chart. And I shared with you this 100 square, but if you don't want to print it out, you can make your 100 square, okay? And then here we can have a look in these 100 square, and we can find a lot of information about many numbers. As you can see here, we start in the number 1, and we go here in the line in the sequence 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and then here 11 12 13 14 blah 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 until number 20, and then 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30, and then the numbers are growing up over here, and then we are going to finish the 100 square at the number 100. Okay, and then we can check a lot of patterns here. The first one is always the numbers always goes like this, right? Okay, and here you can see the first number is 1, and here it's 11, and here it's 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, and 91. Then there's a pattern. As you can see, we can find a lot of patterns, but now we are going just to find here the patterns that the numbers finish, the end of the number, this quantity, it's 0. And then you can look now to your 100 square and find numbers that finish with the number 0. For example, I already found one, the first one, which is 10. Then this number 10 finishes with the 0. Okay, and then we are going to color all of the numbers that finished or ends with the number 0. Okay, I'm going to give you some minutes to look here all of your 100 square, and we are going to color together those numbers, okay? Pay attention, have a look properly. while I am getting my crayon to color with you. And I choose the color green. And I'm going to color the first number here, 10. I know this number ends with a 0. I know 20 as well ends with 0. And what is the next one? This. And the next, 4th. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. As you can see, we have here one column that all of these numbers end with the 0. Okay? Good job. Well, if I want, for example, to count unto 100, if I'm going to count one by one, it's going to take a long time. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. Imagine if I have to count all of my 100 square to go unto 100. It's going to take a long time to me. And I don't need it, because what I can do is to just count the end of this row over here, and it's going to be super easier and quickly and faster. For example, if I start counting 10, I don't need to count 11, 12, blah, blah, blah. I can just skip it to 20. And I don't need to count 21, 22, 23, blah, blah, blah. I can just count 30 and 40 and 50 and 60 and 70, 80, 90, 100. Look, now I have just counted all of my 100 square, but I didn't count one by one. I count by tens, by tens. For example, here I have my counters, my 10. Here I have 10. And I represent with counters, I represented with counters my number 10. And then I have all of the units over here. And look at the size, right? This is the represent the number 10. I have here 10. And here I have, if I 10 add 10, 20. And then 30. And then 40. I am always counting what it has inside of these numbers, right? I know here to go 1 to 10, I need to pass all of these numbers. For example, here, I am skip counting, okay? I am skip counting by tens. 0, 10, 20, as you can see here. 0, 10, 20. I know between 0 and 10, I have all of the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, I have all of them. But I don't need to count all of them because it's much more easier to count 0, 10. I know here inside between 10 and 20, we can find all of the numbers. 11, 12, 13, but I don't need to count all of that because I know if I count 0, 10, 20, all of these numbers, it's inside of the of the 10 and of the 20, as you can see over here. For example, if I pick up 30, I know between 30 and 40 we have all of these numbers, but I don't need to count all of that. I just can keep counting by tens. 30, 40, 50. I know it has a lot of numbers here in the middle, but I don't need to count them. It's an easy way to count. The same over here with 60. I know it has a lot of numbers inside, but I don't need to count all of that because it's much easier to count like this. For example, I'm going to start over here. 0, 10, 20, and then 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Look, I already counted until 80, but I didn't count all of the numbers here inside. Look, how is it going to take me a long time to count all of these numbers? Imagine here in the middle, but it can be easier if I just count by tens. Look, if I just count by tens like this, okay? That's why we count by tens. To finish this activity, you are going to, well, we already colored here the tens, 10, 20, 30, 40. It's a easy way to count until 100, and you are going to cut the numbers here and organize these numbers at this line over here. For example, 20. 20 is not the first number. What is the first number if we look at the 100 chart? It's the number 10. 10, 20. That's the sequence. 10 and then 20. What you are going to do is to cut the number 10 and glue the number 10 over here before 20, because we know the sequence, it's 10 and then 20. If you have, for example, any doubts about it, just look to your 100 chart, 100 square. Okay, good. When you finish this activity to glue and paste, you can listen to this song over here, what is really a really good song. Well, it's funny, but I'm going to show it. And then you can finish your math activities by listening to the song, and you can actually follow here with your fingers when the song said, for example, 10, you follow with your finger, 20, follow with your finger, 30, follow it. Okay guys, we are going to keep learning more things about the 100 square and more patterns that we can find in these 100 square. Okay, bye guys, see you in our science class. Bye.